And there are some things that you ought to do when you play against a European team, whether it be the Russians, the Czechoslovakians, the Swedes, or the Finns. But you have to practice it a time or two because it's quite a change compared to the National League style of play. And, of course, the Montreal Canadiens started thinking about this game today and didn't have any chance to be ready for it. Perhaps that's one of the reasons why they're having a little trouble.
Khimik looking for its first goal with the man advantage on this tour.
There have been very few penalties in any of the games, so the power play has not had much of a chance to operate.
Voskresensk to Yashin. He slaps it in for Khimik. Andrei Bartolnov got spun around in the corner but controls the puck. To Voskresensk at the point. Back to Bartolnov in the corner. Two Soviets in front of the goal. Altonov hanging on to Voskresensk. Back to Bartolnov. At the right point for Ulanov, and Richer got to stick him away. And the puck's back in the Khimik zone. Ryan Strudlin forechecking. He and Voskresensk go to the corner. Titov now on the ice for Khimik. Zalapukin. Drop pass to Titov. He was knocked down by Brunet.
Well, Khimik has their big line out there of these top scorers, so we'll see in the last minute of this power play whether they can get anything done or not.
50 seconds to go on the penalty to Keene. Zalapukin at center. To Selyanin. He stops at the point, gives it to Zalapukin. Khimik setting up on the power play. Bartolnov back for Selyanin, and went off Courtnall's stick to center. Smirnov. Hit Brunet. Selyanin forced back. Good penalty killing by the Canadiens. Selyanin to Zalapukin. Gets around Brunet. Looking for Bartolnov. And Desjardins can't clear it against Titov. And hits Zalapukin. Brunet and Zalapukin along the board. Zalapukin goes for the net. A backhand shot off the side of the goal. 5 seconds in the penalty. Selyanin for Khimik. As the Canadiens are back at full strength. Toropchenko. A rink-wide pass to Smirnov. Dmitry Bartolnov, who has scored in the second period for Khimik. Some whistling at the Forum. Soviet fans famous for that. Lefebvre. His pass went off Maslov. Naglin to Toropchenko. He swept it into the Montreal zone. Lefebvre to Turgeon for Chorsky. Picked up by Savard. He lost control of the puck, and Khimik clears it to center. Lefebvre right back in. 11:13 to go, second period. It's 2-0 Khimik. Kurashov. Pass to Shuryev. He hits Naglin. Into the slot, a slap shot. Rebound, backhand shot, and a good save by Bergeron on Maslov. Svoboda for Turgeon. That play broken up at the line. Naglin to Maslov. That played off the glass by Savard. Shuryev, a quick shot from a bad angle off the chest of Bergeron, and he drops it for Odeline. Peter Svoboda slops it in for Montreal. Kurashov touches the puck, and Svoboda didn't go far enough, causing an icing on Montreal.
Quality Video presents even more bone-crushing hits. Hockey's Hardest Hitters, Volume 2. The great shots. The cheap shots. All in one exclusive video cassette. Hockey's Hardest Hitters, Volume 2. Presenting hockey's all-time all-stars. From shore to oar, from Bellevue to Bossy. It's a trip through hockey's time tunnel. Hockey's Hardest Hitters, Volume 2. And hockey's all-time all-stars. Only from Quality Video. In stores now.
Well, Bergeron's been a busy man in the Montreal net, and he's had to make some big saves. And here's the advantage of playing on the wrong wing. You see, you cut into the middle, and you're on the inside of the rink rather than the outside. And number 10, Nikolai Maslov, let a hard shot go that Bergeron stopped.
Got off the draw by Trupno, didn't get through. He scored the first Khimik goal late in the first period. Gerald Vidic Off the boards to Keane. LeBeau from center on the left side to Shane Corson. Keane goes for the net. And the play is broken up. From a shot. Comes out with Trupno. Berdichevsky joining the play. Trupno looks around, takes a shot off the blocker of Bergeron. Mike Keane for Montreal. Cuts dangerously in front of his net and loses the puck. Berdichevsky takes the shot. That hit Diddick. Puck still loose in front. Keane for the Canadiens. To Stefan LeBeau. Flips it in for Corson, going right in, and he's poke-checked by Cherbyakov. Corson losing his balance, gets it back, shoots. Cherbyakov to save. LeBeau rolling puck, scores!
Well, Cherbyakov thought he had the puck under him. That was just the third and fourth shot of the period by the Montreal Canadiens. Corson let a pretty hard shot go, and LeBeau got a stick on it as it squirted underneath Cherbyakov. Corson in the slot. After he fell down, he lets a pretty good shot go. LeBeau comes out from behind the net, hits it there, and then hits it one more time to put it in to make it 2-1. And the fans enjoyed the Montreal getting back into this hockey game, and Stefan LeBeau put him ahead.
10:24 the time of the goal by Stefan LeBeau. And it's a 2-1 hockey game. Smirnoff. Missed Bartolov with a pass. Schneider back to the puck and icing right off the faceoff against Khimik. Now a 2-1 hockey game at the Forum.
Another look at the Montreal goal. Carson, a hard shot from the top of the circle. Not handled very well by the Russian goalie. LeBeau tips it in to make it 2-1 with 9:28 to go in the second. Maybe that goal will get the Montreal Canadiens moving. They have been in neutral for most of this game.
Grudlin, Peterson, and Richer, the forward line for Montreal, face off to the left of Cherbyakov. Gerard Gauthier set to drop it in. Puck is cleared by Yashin. Bartolov after Richer. Schneider played it off the glass, and the puck to center. Schneider to Smirnoff. Bartolov back to Smirnoff in his own zone to Seljanik. Smirnoff nearly popped it up. Grudlin to Stefan Richer with room on the right side, going for the net. He's poke-checked again by Cherbyakov. He's done that 2 or 3 times in the hockey game.
Well, Richer was under a little heat from behind and never quite had the time he would have liked to, but it was a nice play by the goalie to poke-check the puck away from before Richer could get it across the net.
Kurashov across to Shuryev. Titov on the left side to Shuryev, going for the net. Got a weak shot away, and Bergeron made the save. Titov trying to center it. Nelapukin. Penalty upcoming to the Canadiens. Dmitry Bartolov turning in the circle. Extra man on shot. He scores!
Boy, Zelapukin, did he get something on that one? All 3 Soviet goals have gone up into the top part of the net, and 2 of the 3 have been one-time shots on a nice soft pass. And Zelapukin gave Bergeron no chance to stop it here. Zelapukin in the slot area. Number 20 right here. Shoves the glove out of the way. He scored that with only 1 glove on. And you can see it was a rifle job to the top. It actually went off the crossbar and down into the net. Bergeron no chance at all on it. Some shoddy defensive zone coverage by the Montreal Canadiens allowed the Soviet team, although they had their goalie out, and there were 6 skaters against 5, to get that shot away.
Khimik restoring its 2-goal lead. 3-1 the score. Desjardins Sends it in for Castles and Portno, and Chervyakov covers up at the side of the goal. Zalapukin has given Khimik a 3-1 lead. Boy, what a shot, eh?
Big time. Hey,
We don't have to explain it. Grant does.
Mark wants me to.
Oh, does he? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, well, excuse me. Come back.
Valerie Zalapukin makes it 3-1 Khimik on a rocket shot from about 30 feet out.
Shot 20-12 in favor of the visitors. Desjardins at the point. Backhands it into the corner for Castles. Let it go to Brunet behind the goal. Centers it. Here's Portno. Backhand shot. Good save. Castles working his way into the slot. Failed to take a shot, and the puck slides out.
Montreal are looking for the perfect play all night, and it's got them in trouble more than once.
Svoboda. De Brunet aims the line. Now the puck is forced out by Melgan. Toropchenko along the boards to help out. Kurashov hangs on to the puck, pass through center. The Maslov, as Toropchenko trailing, picks it up. He's checked by Svoboda along the board. Portno. De Brunet. Knocked off his stick by Ulanov. Maslov for Khimik. Can't control it. Svoboda in his own zone. 7 minutes left, second period. A 2-goal lead for Khimik. Toropchenko slides the puck ahead for Klemashov. Trying to cut to the goal. Couldn't get a shot away. Svoboda ran into his goaltender, Bergeron. He's very fast here at the Forum. Ulanov off the boards to center. Desjardins sends it back in. Perjean. Checked by Ulanov. Here comes Trutno with Berdichevsky. Trutno shoots a weak shot wide. Khimik can't keep it in. Daniel to Savard. Smirnoff stopped him at center. Trutno for Khimik. He's hauled down by Didick. Flips it around the glass. Smirnoff hustles to keep it in. Harold Didick behind his net. To Tom Swirsky. To Denny Savard. Turns at the line. Gives the puck to Turgeon. Back in front. And the play broken up again by Khimik. Turgeon will try it again for the Canadiens. To Savard. A spin around, and he put it right on the stick of Smirnoff. And the fans at the Forum are becoming restless. Andrei Bartolnov, a shot off the arm of Bergeron. Daniel up the boards to Savard. He shoots it in off the stick of Chervyakov to the corner. Puck popped away from Corson. And the puck is fired down the ice. Odeline back for it. Icing Khimik. 5:18 left, second period. 3-1 for Khimik. Funny, there's a blue. Okay. Yeah. Having great fun here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to remind you that before the start of the third period, Khimik and Canadiens players will go head-to-head with opposing goalies in a shootout, followed after one of hockey's most exciting plays.
Bruce Buchanan with Harry Neal and Grant Pollock. We're at the Forum in Montreal for Super Series 90. The Canadiens taking on Khimik tonight, and the visitors leading 3-1.
5:18 to go in the second period, and the second period has been not a lot different from the first. The best team in the rink tonight is the team in gold.
Stefan Lebeau talking things over with Shane Corson. Face off to the right of Chervyakov. Corson bumped on the boards by Shuryev. He goes down. LeBeau trying to help out. LeBeau, the Canadiens' marksman tonight, has the puck in the corner. To Shane Corson, got a shot away. Cherbyakov, the save, seemed to have a little trouble with it as Keane mixes it up in front with Shuryev.
Well, coming up in the second intermission, Grant will talk with Canadiens President Ronald Corey, and we will have a shootout before the start of the third period. Each team will nominate 5 shooters. They will alternately take the shots, with the Soviet team shooting first, and the team with the most goals wins the shootout. Now, this is old stuff to the Khimik team. There's Mr. Corey, a dynamic personality in the National Hockey League. And as I was saying, Khimik had 3 of these shootouts, and Trucknall, who's got a goal tonight, has scored 3 for 3 in the shootout department. So it may be an interesting addition to this game. At least we know the Canadiens are going to get some chances to score on it.
Looking forward to it. Right near the end of our second intermission tonight. 4:45 left in the second. 3-1 Khimik. Matthew Schneider behind his net, watched by Maslov. Stefan LeBeau. Got as far as center, then was Kokchek, and Maslov rolls it back in for Khimik. Schneider. To Shane Corson. Starting out for the Canadiens. He dumps it into the corner. Then goes after Ulanov behind the goal. Canadiens trying to get a little more physical. Stefan LeBeau at center. He slaps it into the Khimik zone. Keane in the corner. Corson throwing his weight around. Stefan LeBeau. Off the side of the goal. LeBeau still has it for Corson. Chips the shot off the blocker of Cherbyakov. Veselgan for Khimik. To Toropchenko. And he whacks it out. LeBeau is having words with Ulanov. Don't think they understood each other. Trutno at his own line, pushed by Schneider.
I think Ulanov understood LeBeau when he cracked him across the side of the helmet with his stick.
Richer for Montreal. Stick handling into the Soviet zone, goes around Ulanov. Centered it, but no Canadian there. Shot by Desjardins. And the puck is cleared. Canadians trying to pick up the pace, trailing by a couple of goals. Smirnov to Berdichevsky for Krupno. He cuts into the slot. Lost control of the puck. Is looking for a penalty. Doesn't get one. Grudlin through center. Into the Khimik zone. He lost the puck to Selyanin. 2:48 left in the second period. Desjardins at center. Across to Lefebvre. He plays it off the boards to Strudlin, who slides it into the Soviet zone, but Selyanin controls again. Smirnov to Berdichevsky. Long shot off the blocker of Bergeron. Berdichevsky to Trutno. He was knocked down by Brian Strudlin, and slashing will be the call to the acting Canadiens captain as Trutno is still on the ice.
That's the second Soviet that was hurt. Veselgan got hurt on a shot by Richer earlier. And here Truckno goes into the end of the rink and isn't in perfect health yet.
Quality Video presents the WWF's funniest moments.
Assistance to one player. You notice that, Bruce, the Russian trainers never go on the ice when a player's hurt. Their job is to get off on their own or with the help of their teammates.
Kind of tough when you get hurt. Svoboda. Through center with Campbell. Back for Svoboda. He tipped his shot wide of the goal. 2:10 left second period. 3-1 Khimik. Kurashov. To Shuryev. Waiting for his mate. Titov in the corner. Gives it to Zelapukin. Trying to feed the point, and his pass nearly bounced off a Canadian skate in the goal. Kurashov left point. Khimik on a power play as Strudlin is off for slashing. Shuryev. Vartalnov back to Shuryev. He goes in deep, trying to throw it through the slot. And Russ Portnoy speeds away for Montreal. Kurashov is back. Portnoy, a slot shot off the chest of Tervyakov. Dmitry Vartelnov gave it to Toropchenko. Schneider nearly gave the puck away. Khimik still after it. Kurashov at his own line across the Ulanov. Stolen by Russ Portnoy. But Voskresensk covered up. Voskresensk, the oldest player on the Khimik squad, Yashin, drops it off for Andrei Vartelnov. Good hit on Yashin. Ulanov slot shot, bounced off Schneider to the side of the goal. Vartelnov at the point to Voskresensk. Back to Vartelnov, his shot off Schneider, bouncing at the side of the goal. Dmitry Vartelnov. Back of the point, Ulanov, a slap shot off the goalpost. Voskresensk in from the point. Vartelnov gets it to Ulanov. To Andrei Vartelnov in the corner to brother Dmitry. A shot from the side of the net, and Bergeron made the save. Penalty is over to Strudlin. There's a lead pass for him. It was too high, 20 seconds in the period. Strudlin hops around Voskresensk, but Nida covers up. He was tripped by Strudlin. Torski to Savard. Here's Dmitry Vartelnov flying down the right side. To Andrei Vartelnov, trying to jam it in, and Bergeron made the save, but Khimik came very close again at the end.
Bergeron, I'm sure the goalies don't like this part of it.
Both teams are back on the ice. Both goaltenders warming up for the shootout.
In some leagues, the International League, I believe, is one where if the score is tied at the end of the game, this is what they do to decide who gets the extra points. They each get a point for the tie, and then they have a shootout for the extra point. And it is a very popular part of the game in the leagues in which it's done. Here is the best player, in my opinion, on the Khimik team, number 20, Zalapukin. And he'll, if you notice, the three goals Khimik scored were all up high on Bergeron. You wonder if that's just a coincidence or whether they got a scouting report on the Montreal Canadiens.
Zalapukin with a goal and an assist in tonight's hockey game, and he'll start the shootout for Khimik. Facing Jean-Claude Bergeron. And let's see, Harry, like you say, if he goes high.
Well, don't forget the Russian players have a far bigger curve on their stick blades than do the Canadians, and the one thing that big curve allows you to do is get the puck up higher sooner than with a straight blade.
Zalapukin getting set. Linesman Pierre Champoux talking things over with Jean-Claude Bergeron. He's probably saying to him, why do I have to go through this?
Well, this is a penalty shot contest. And Savard.
It's Zalapukin against Bergeron. First shot of the shootout. And the save by Bergeron on Zalapukin.
He tried to go between his legs. And if you score, it looks good. But if you miss on that with that strategy, you look like you didn't give it much of an effort.
Denny Savard for the Canadiens against Alexei Tervyakov. And I think he got his toe down.
Yes, he did. Savard tried to keep it on the ice after making a fake or two. If he'd have gone upstairs with it, I think he would have scored. But a quick left leg took the goal out of the way.
Both teams 0 for 1, and next up, Dmitry Vartelnov, the leading scorer in Soviet hockey last season, against Bergeron. Good save again by Bergeron, and Khimik 0 for 2.
Well, even the players that aren't in this contest seem to really be enjoying it. Maybe the NHL should think seriously of deciding tie games with this kind of an event at the end of the game. Now, this guy will score. He's a natural goal scorer.
See if you're right, Sylvain Turgeon.
Oh, no, he didn't. He looked like you and I on that one again. Tried to go through the goalie's leg. And it's always looked like a horrible idea if it doesn't work.
Still looking for our first goal in the shootout. Both clubs 0 for 2, and next, is Anatoly Nida for Khimik, number 32. Right-handed shot. Bergeron in goal for Montreal. Nida scores as he went to the backhand.
Well, he went up high after he pulled it to the side. Bergeron might have had it if he'd have kept the shot low. But a nice backhand shot to put Khimik ahead. Now, if anybody's going to score, Bruce, this magician, he can make the puck talk on the way from center ice to the net.
Trying to even the count for Montreal. Save again by Cherbyakov. They must think he has a weakness between the legs.
Well, Montreal's goal-scoring talents of yesteryear have been unavailable this year for most part.
Berdichevsky for Khimik. Can assure a tie if he scores here. Lost control of the puck. And Bergeron came sliding out to make the save.
Well, as soon as Bergeron saw that Berdichevsky lost the puck, he came out, and Berdichevsky's only chance was to go across in front of the net, and of course he was poke checked.
Stefan Lebeau for Montreal. Saved by Cherbyakov. Savard's really the only Canadian that tried to deke. Canadians are 0 for 4. Khimik 1 for 4.
Truckno got hurt at the end of the second period, but you give a hockey player a chance to take a penalty shot, he'll recover quickly.
Khimik can win the shootout with a goal here. Scores! A nice move by Truckno. And Khimik scores 2 goals. They'll win the shootout. But we will finish it. Russ Courtnall, the final Canadian to shoot on Cherbyakov. Let's see if he can shut Montreal out. Goal post for Courtnall and a shutout for Cherbyakov in the shootout.
Well, 5 penalty shots and you don't score any. It's an abnormal number of misses. Only on one stop did Chernikov have to move to stop it. All the rest of them hit him or Courtnall hit the post. 2-0 in the shootout.
Khimik wins it 2-0. We'll return with third period action. Buchanan with Harry Neal and Grant Pollock. The shootout over. Khimik won that 2-0. They lead on the scoreboard 3-1 as we're back to the live action. Lefebvre to Desjardins. Third period underway. Khimik with a 2-goal lead. Lebeau to Corson. Stops at his own line. Back to Lefebvre. Bartelnoff and Titov forechecking for Khimik. Lebeau moving in with Mike Keane. He was knocked off the puck. And it's Dmitry Bartelnoff one-on-one on Lefebvre. Long shot. That drifts wide of the goal. Zelapukin from the corner. Jammed it in front for Titov. Desjardins gets it to Corson. Now to Lebeau. Keane on the right side. Lebeau to Corson. Slap shot. Big rebound from Cherbyakov. But Dmitry Bartelnoff is there for Khimik. Gives it to Zelapukin moving in on the right side. Lefebvre off the corner boards. Bartelnoff there. Dumped it in front. And Chorsky clears it for Montreal. Canadians will have to open it up here in the third period here.
They got to use each other a lot more than they have in the first two and stop trying to do it all individually and move the puck a little bit.
From a shot. Miss Trutno with a pass. Svoboda on his own line to Savard. Now to Turgeon. Good move at the line on Ulanov. Turgeon to the corner. Trying to slide it in front for Chorsky, but Selgin was there. He rolls it up the boards for Ulanov. His pass intercepted by Svoboda. To Chorsky. 1.5 minutes gone in the third period. It's 3-1 Khimik. Ulanov trying to go around the board. Turgeon was there. Shot from a bad angle. And Cherbyakov made the save. Turgeon working behind the goal. But Selgin drops it to Ulanov. It is own man Berdichevsky who goes rink wide to Trutno. His shot just wide of the goal. Turgeon to center. He stopped at the line. Not sure yet. Matt Schneider to Turgeon. Rolls it into the corner. And the Canadians make a couple of changes. Sure yet. Bartelnoff looking for Nida. Peterson for the Canadians. Kurashov. Then Nida at center. Bartelnoff sends it into the Montreal zone. Took a check from Didick. Kuryev to the side of the goal. Bergeron handed it off to Schneider. Now to Richer. Hopped over his stick. Kurashov shoots wide of the goal. Arkolnov trying to stuff it in front. Strudlin to Peterson. Now to Stefan Richer. Long shot. Scored!
Well, the one thing the Montreal Canadiens have not been doing enough of tonight is shooting the puck. Always trying to make that extra pass, it seems. Well, I think Richer decided when he got that puck in the neutral zone that he was going to shoot it. He makes a great play to take that pass off his skate, and then he just blows it by the goaltender here on one that I'm sure the goalie thought he should have had it. Here's what the goalie looked at. We all know this guy can shoot, but on the short side from 62 feet out, you'll end in Siberia if you let too many of those in playing for the Russians.
Stefan Richer gets the Canadiens to within one. Has a 5-game point-scoring streak going in the NHL. Makes it a 3-2 hockey game. Maslov into the corner against Daniel. Toropchenko working against Strudlin. Put it right through the crease. And Maslov couldn't get a stick on it. Daniel for the Canadiens. To Desjardins. Out to Stefan Richer at center. Moving down the right side against Smirnov. Turns along the boards. Put it behind the net. Galyanin to Maslov. He dropped it to Milden. Has Toropchenko with him. Toropchenko takes the pass. Long shot off the chest protector of Bergeron. Toropchenko along the point. Voskresensk a shot. Save. Big rebound. And it's controlled by Strudlin. I think we're in for a wide open third period. Stefan Richer in front for Peterson. He tipped it. Good save by Cherdyakov. Melgan to center. Gives it to Toropchenko. Back to Melgan. The shot off the stick of Daniel. The puck goes over the glass and into the crowd. Stefan Richer has scored in the third. Canadiens are within one.
Offensively, Peterson goes for the net after he makes the pass. And the Russian goaltender made an awfully good stop on a tip-in by Peterson. Richer brought the rink alive with that long 62-footer and got his team back into it. Now the Montreal Canadiens in 16 minutes with a determined effort to still win this hockey game.
Face-off edge of the circle to the right of Bergeron. Won by Khimik. Voskresensk from the point. A slop shot that went off Castles to the corner. The save behind his net gives it to Peter Svoboda. Russ Courtnall went off the skate of Titov. And Cherdyakov came out to play it. Titov, where's number 13? Obviously not superstitious. Brunei centers it. Elapukin. Stick handling at his own line. Courtnall nearly stole it from him. And he pushed and shoved with the Selden. Svoboda to Courtnall. And an offside on the Canadiens at the line, although they continued to play.
Benoit Brunet, 22 years old, hurt his knee while touring Russia this 27th overall in 86. He's only played 8 games, has 3 points, burned up the American Hockey League last year. And again, it's an attempt to add a little offense to this Montreal team. It remains to be seen whether he can do in this league what he did in the American League.
Lemashov, Trupno, and Berdichevsky up front for Khimik against Lebeau-Keane and Corson. Back into the Montreal zone. Matt Schneider to it. And an icing call on Khimik. Nearly 5 minutes have been played in the third.
Well, I asked the Soviet coach, Vladimir Vasilyev, if they traded players in the Soviet League the way they do here. And he said that this is the first year when players can be transferred from one team to another for money. And they call it a transfer, not a trade. Red Army can get a player because all boys have to serve 2 years in the Army. And for the first time in the history of Soviet hockey, after the 2 years, if Red Army doesn't give them back to you, they owe you some money. So he thinks this will help spread out the talent in the league, and Red Army won't end up with the best team every year. And they didn't win it last year, and they're not in first place at this point this year.
Moscow Dynamo did. And we'll have them on New Year's Day. Center for Corson, he scores!
Well, the Montreal fans have enjoyed the first 5 minutes of the third period. And Shane Corson, who's really had a tough time scoring this year, a turnover behind the net, Corson into the slot and quickly gets rid of a pass that beats the Russian goaltender up high. Here's another look at it. You have to give Keane credit for fighting off the check, and then nobody took Corson, who sat in the slot and had a free shot. Although he had to get it away quickly, he did, and put it right on the net. And this Montreal crowd has been brought back to life with the 2 goals that the Canadiens have scored here early in period 3.
Brand new hockey game tied at 3 as the Canadiens get third period goals from Richer and now Shane Corson.
I also asked Darcy Rota, who's touring with this team, what the most common requests by the Russians are. Hockey equipment, he said. CCM supplies helmets, jerseys, socks, pants, and gloves. The players want sticks and skates. Fresh fruit was also very high on the list. Evidently in Russia there's very little of that. And he said the soda pop's gone right away at every meal. They eat every meal together.
Gerald Diddick. Out to center. His backhand pass hit Keane. And the Canadiens offside.
Well, Shane Corson, who is tied as the leading plus-minus player on the Montreal Canadiens, but only has 5 goals in 23 games, plus 10. And I talked to Pat Burns about Shane's slow start offensively. He said he's not as worried about it as Corson is, because Corson plays good, strong two-way hockey, despite the fact he's not chipping in as many goals as usual.
Yashin dumps it in, bouncing puck. Diddick can't flip it out. Not in the corner to Andre Bartolna. Had a sidestep, a check from Diddick was hauled down. Keane to Corson, a 2-on-2 for the Canadiens. Corson back in front for Keane, and Smirnoff made a good play. Here's Yashin with Bartolna, a 2-on-1. Yashin scores!
Well, it looked like Bergeron blew that one. It was a quick shot and a wrist shot, so there wasn't much in the way of a warning. But it wasn't as hard a shot as the other 3 goals that Khimik scored. Here's a look at it. It's kind of a one-on-one, and from the top of the circle, perhaps using the defenseman as a screen, Yashin lets go a quick wrist shot past the Montreal defenseman, Odlund, and into the net. Now, in all fairness to Bergeron, I think that puck hit Odeline. Certainly you could tell by the reaction of Bergeron that he was surprised by the shot.
Yashin's second goal on the tour has Khimik back on top by a goal. Svoboda was dumped at the side of the net by Toropchenko, and he got his number. Savard with Turgeon. At the eye to Russ Courtnall, he was tripped up. Melgan to center. Maslov into the corner after the puck. Is it to Toropchenko? For Melgan, let it go, and Turgeon sends Courtnall away. Has some room on the right side after a good move on Veselgan. Looking for Turgeon. He just missed a check from Ulanov. Broke his stick on the play. Lefebvre back in his own zone for Montreal. 13:25 left third period. 4-3 Khimik. Third shot. Pokes it up the boards to Zelapukin. Melgan can't get anywhere. Zelapukin following up. Good move at the line. On one skate, gave it to Bartolna. His shot, and he rattled it off the leg of Lefebvre. Courtnall. Turning at center, he lost the puck to Titov. Titov to Bartolna. Left the puck for Zelapukin. He was checked by Richer. Titov in front. Bartolna off the side of the goal. This line's been flying tonight for Khimik. Bartolna gets away from Strudlin. Into the slot. Still has the puck for Titov. And finally, the Canadiens gain control. Lefebvre for Richer. Impressive line for Khimik. Sure, you have a long shot. And Bergeron made the save on that one. Lefebvre to Daniel. He slots it in from center, goes back and right in front. And cleared away by Smirnoff, who looks at his goalie. Serbyakov. Boards can be lively in Montreal. Svoboda in his own zone with Berdichevsky after him. Peterson to Stefan Richer. He scored in the third for the Canadiens. Checked by Klemashot. Comes to the point. The Jardin shot. Off the stick of Berdichevsky. Strudlin behind the goal looking for Richer. Gallianin up the boards for Trutno. Strudlin continues to fight for the puck. Gets it to Richer behind the net. Trying to come in front. Put it right through the crease. Peterson couldn't get a stick on it. Peterson to Svoboda. Smirnoff rolls it out. Peterson back in to Strudlin with a pass. Gallianin nearly gave it away to Strudlin. Berdichevsky for Khimik. Long shot off the glove of Bergeron. Big rebound, and Svoboda knocks it back to his goalie, who holds on for a face-off. Yashin has put Khimik on
4 to go, and a 4-3 lead here in the third period at the Montreal Forum.
Schneider and LeBeau on the face-off, won by the Canadiens. Schneider stopping in front of his own goal across to Didick. Skates the center and shoots it in. Ulanov for Khimik. He's bumped by Mike Keane. Corson in to help. To Selgin. Ivar Kolnov. He rolls it into Canadian territory. Yashin after Didick. Up the boards for Corson. Ulanov is hit by Corson. Dropped his stick. LeBeau for Montreal. With Gerald Didick. He fires it in, comes off the corner boards to Corson, couldn't get a shot away. Now he centers it for LeBeau. Nida trying to kick it out. Now he passes off to Bartolna. Moving in against Schneider. Stop. Good move. Takes the shot. Bergeron the save on the short side. And he holds on as Andre Bartolna showed some pretty good skill.